Personally, how good did it feel to be back on the pitch and back in action for the first time since October on Saturday?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, apart from the result, it was really nice to play again. It'd been, I think, 2.5 months since the end of October, which was almost as long as last year, which is frustrating. I mean, I broke a bone last year, did some tendon damage this year, and it's almost taken me as long to get back on the pitch. Apart from the result, it was nice to play, and it was just a shame we couldn't get into the hat for the fourth round.
And looking back a couple of days after, I mean, do you see it really as an opportunity missed?
Definitely. I think it was one of those where we had opportunities in the game and we didn't take them. It might have been a bit of match sharpness missing from the squad. I mean, some of the boys haven't played since Boxing Day with the games being called off for pitches and COVID situations. So it could have been down to that, but we've been training hard, so there's no excuses. But we did miss an opportunity not to put ourselves in the hat tonight. I think it is, yeah.
I mean, you spent a couple of months out injured, as you said. As a goalkeeper, is it an even sort of lonelier time when you're out injured? Because, you know, there's a small group of you anyway, but do you find it quite difficult?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, last year there was a few of us injured at the same time, and the physio was changing and the personnel were changing. So you had different people with you at different stages, because obviously 3 months is quite a long time. Obviously, we've had people out for longer with knee problems and stuff like that. So I don't know how tough that is, but I'm sure it's a lot tougher than the time I spent out. But yeah, as a goalie, you miss the group dynamics of being with such a small group. You do miss that and have to adapt to it. But I'm back in there now, so it's nice to be back training and playing when I can.
You didn't waste that time either. I mean, you spent a couple of matches with us, helping out with doing the match reports.
It was the only way to get into the stadiums with the press pass. I mean, everyone's missing live football, and when you're injured, you want to be involved. And doing the match reports was one of the way I could get into the stadium and be involved with it. So I was happy to do it, really.
Was it good to make use of that journalism degree as well? Make sure you didn't get rusty.
Yeah, and I think the games that I did, the boys knew that I wasn't going to pull punches in the match reports, and I think we scored 13 goals in those 3 games. So I think it was the pressure of me writing, maybe. So, but we did well in those games, and it was nice to be there to watch them.
And it's Bolton tomorrow night. I mean, what are you expecting from them? They're quite a big team for this division, you'd say, really, but they haven't really kicked on and had the best of starts thus far.
Yeah, it's been difficult. You've seen teams drop down the leagues and they've struggled to get back up. And sadly, Bolton is one of those teams that has dropped. But we know the club, we know the history there. So it's going to be a tough game no matter what. So hopefully we can be up to the challenge and deal with what they throw at us tomorrow night.
You mentioned it earlier, but, you know, a lot of our players haven't played since Boxing Day, apart from Saturday, and the ones who didn't play on Saturday. I mean, how frustrating has that period been with the postponements and with COVID and the pitches?
Yeah, it's been strange because normally recently pitches haven't been an issue because the ground staff are good everywhere. They try and keep the pitches in nice condition as possible. But with the COVID situation as well, those games being called off, it's just one of those things you've got to get used to, and it just backlogs the rest of the season up. But with the 2 pitches that have been called off, I think it was Barrow and Newport was just one of the strange ones, and it's unfortunate that they got called off, but I think it was safety rather than anything else, and you just got to deal with it. So we'll just have to play those on a Tuesday night coming up. But yeah, it's been a long time for some of the boys, so I think hopefully with Saturday out of the way, dust the rust off a little bit and we go again tomorrow night.
I mean, then it means we're about 3 or 4 games behind quite a lot of teams in the division as well. We're going to have to play catch up, and that means a lot of matches in a short space of time. So it's very much a squad game, I guess, coming up.
Yeah, there'll be squad rotation, and I think there's only 3 Tuesday nights free until the end of the season. So it's a lot of Saturday, Tuesdays coming up, and obviously with Easter we play on the Monday as well. So there'll be rotations in and out, and people get their opportunities and chances. But we're in a strong position, even though we're four games behind people. So with those 4 games in hand, it does put pressure on our teams around us as well. So it's a nice place to be in at the moment.
Finally, yourself back to full fitness. I mean, I guess your aim is to get that starting position back.
Yeah, definitely. I'll have to bide my time. I'm not expecting to walk straight back in, depending on what the manager decides to do. But I'm ready when I'm needed. Saturday was great to play, as I said earlier, but it's disappointing with the result. But thought my performance was okay for not playing for 2.5 months. So hopefully we can push on again, and it won't be too long till I get my next game.